All right, everyone's heard the story. One runs, no title. Other one, no title, but it runs. That's what I've got here. One that don't run, decent. The other one runs, not so decent. Let's see if we can make both of them, bring them together, make one okayly decent fan. This bad girl did run at one point when we brought her home. We threw a battery in her, threw a little starting fluid down the carburetor, and believe it or not, it started up and purred. So, of course, that was a while ago. I've kind of been neglecting it and parked it out back in the weather. So, we'll see if the battery's even got any juice left in her and if she'll crank over or not. And I'm hoping I can fire it up and cruise it out of the back 40 right up into the garage, so I don't got to tow it or deal with any of the crap, but we'll see. Now I went and dropped my starting fluid down on the ground. I can soak it wet or anything. Here we go. Come on, baby. There we go. She's alive. You don't know what these motors have been through, or the history of them. That's pretty darn good. When it sits all that time and you can just fire it off of barely anything. Pretty rare I get one of those, so I gotta take it in stride. Okay, we're in. Now, I don't know a whole lot about these vans, and by that I mean I don't know anything about these vans. I'm assuming the motor has to drop out the bottom, since we're not fitting it through that itty bitty doghouse inside. So I guess we'll just jack her up to the sky, start crawling around underneath of it, and see if we can just bring the whole motor and trans out, because that's our whole game plan. This one's got the good running motor, tranny, shifts, okay. I might use the other one. But if I can get the motor out of this one and put it in that one out back, make one good running one. So when I picked these things up, I started doing some digging around because they're supposed to have like a 194 straight 6 or something like that in them. I ran to the parts store getting parts and stuff just wasn't lining up. So I started pulling block codes and numbers and whatever else I could find. And this one's actually like a 1970s 250 Chevrolet. Who knows what it's out of. And I think it said Oldsmobile or Buick or something. And then the other one down there, it's actually kind of cool. It's original motor. It's a 230, which I think might have been kind of a rare thing for these because most of them had like a 195 in them or something like that. I had to type in G20, which it wasn't even a G20. So, anywho, that motor's cool, but someone tore it open, and it's been sitting way too long with all the internals exposed, and I just don't feel like getting into that for a straight 6, you know? So I think best route would be to just keep this good running motor, clean it up a little bit, use it. Let's dive right into this thing. And yeah, I know I'm gonna have a glove wear. Please be gentle on the comments. So you can tell at some point in time, someone gave some love to this thing because radiator looks relatively new. Got an electric fan, which I don't know that I'm actually gonna keep that. I just like the reliability of an old mechanical fan, you know. HEI distributor, some wires, no air cleaner. Ooh, maybe a chrome alternator. I do know when we were running this thing that it's overheating a little bit. I don't know if it's got a stuck thermostat or I kind of suspect that the water pump's not even flowing because I couldn't see it flowing at all. So I think the water pump might be not turning, but yeah, not too shabby. New hoses that we'll reuse, radiator we'll reuse, distributor we'll reuse that, fan maybe not, but we'll see. We'll take a quick dive underneath of her too. You can see, looks like someone's done some real nice sheet metal work. Wiring's all been redone, so that's nice. A little bit of an oil leak. That just keeps it lubricated, honestly. Interior and exterior lubrication. Two red battery cables, that's always nice. That way you don't get them confused. Yeah. Oh. Perfect. So the other one doesn't have any seats in it, and these ones don't look too bad for what they are. So see if we can throw a little penetrating oil on these suckers. And then when we come back in a couple minutes to break them free, might help us out. Yeah, getting those. I was trying to take a look under here and see. Oh, that's nice. Like a homemade shift linkage socket. Over to here. Huh. Anywho, trying to see. I'm hoping I can take this engine and transmission out from the bottom. And I'm thinking that cross member right there, it's got the engine mounts on it, so we'll drop that cross member, drop the drive line, drop this cross member, which only looks like it's a couple bolts there and there. Wow, ain't much left holding that nut in there, is there? None of these nuts in there, really. Oh, I'll be darned. This thing's primo. Looks like someone just serviced it too. Oh, shoot. New drive line? Man, new shocks. You know, this van ain't half bad if it wasn't so ate up. Anywho, I think that's what we'll do. Drop the cross member, and the front axle's right underneath that motor. So that's gonna be kind of a pain. I'm gonna have to work it at an angle, drop the back end down, and slide it back to clear the doghouse, I think. Started learning that when I crawl under the rig like this, might as well just bring a whole set of wrenches, because more often than not, I get under here and then I gotta go get the right wrench, or I crawl out 3 different times. A couple different tools. Isn't that sucker just the cutest little driveline you ever seen? That is one custom piece of exhaust work, if I do say so myself. Man, like this thing. Is this in Good Guys? Car show? You ever just sit and wonder sometimes why it is you do what you do? And this is for fun. Like I enjoy this or something. clean up my area a little bit because there's nothing worse than getting a motor out and teetering on a hoist or a jack and then catching every little nut and bolt laying underneath of it. Now I know this sucker's not gonna come easy because this trans jack is as low as it goes right there. So doing the math, and I'm a mathlete, I know that by the time I drop this back and out and work it, there's just no way. But this is kind of our only option as far as safest option, because I can put a strap around this jack and hang on to the motor and trans pretty securely. So we're gonna get her in position, get her down, and then we'll just figure out the next step as it comes. That's how you figure stuff out, right? You just dive right into it, learn from your mistakes. All right, cross members out, motor mounts are out, bolts are out of the back of the transmission. I got a little ship linkage rod that I'm hoping will come out without crushing me, but let's start. Yep, there it went. Okay, we'll start bringing her down and see if we can work this thing backwards out of here. Just like that. That's how you get them out. Holy smokes. Turn the valve the wrong way. Ugh. Let's see if we can. Okay, so I warned you we were gonna run into this, but I got her out. She's on the jack, but now the van's gotta go like another good foot or more in the air so I can actually roll that drivetrain out of it. So it's gonna be interesting. We'll have to take it up in stages and just see if we can get it high enough. I don't have much room before I run into my own roof, so we'll see if we can make something work. Like a ballet. Now, shoot. All right, motor's out. Trust me, be glad you did not see the shenanigans that unfolded getting that all the way out. But so this is our donor motor. Ugly. We got to clean it up. So I'm going to hose it down with some degreaser. We'll hit it with the pressure washer, get it looking a little little bit easier to work on, a little less grimy. And then we'll throw it on an engine stand and start fixing all the stuff we know what's wrong with it. Throw some new gaskets in it. All right, motor's out. All there's left to do now is take some of these parts off of it and put some new gaskets in its place. I'm pretty sure the intake manifold was leaking too, and then there's that water pump scenario that I told you about, causing it to warm up as we were driving a little bit, but it just needed a little maintenance anyways. Even that nice shiny alternator's probably got to go. It was kind of whirling a little bit. So yeah, we'll clean it up, get it in a little bit better shape and looking a little better before we figure out a game plan on taking the other motor out of the other van and stabbing this one in its place, so we've got a good, decent runner again and get it back on the road. Tune in on the next episode. That's where we'll dive into this a little bit and maybe dive into the other van, getting the other one out of its place. If you like the episodes, keep tuning in. Make sure to subscribe so you can see any of our new videos as they come. We're pretty new and fresh, so just keep with us. It's only going to get better. Thanks.